Hi there, and welcome back to Settled Carlisle 68 and my N Gauge Layout Westmorland. And this is part 3 of the Quarry build series, and in this part we will run through the finer details of what I've carried out to the quarry and some of the scenic features. So yeah, without further ado, we'll have a tour around the quarry itself and pick up on some of the details. Okay, so we'll begin the tour of the quarry, and we'll start with the signs, or the naming of the quarry. And as you can see there, it's called Ravenstonedale Quarry Company Limited, and that's a fictitious quarry, but named after an actual village called Ravenstonedale, which is quite close to Kirby Stephen, which is an actual station on the Settled Carlisle line. So these signs have just been printed out after I'd sort of scaled them up, or scaled them down from what I consider to be actual size signs, and you'll see there's quite a number of signs, including warning signs around the quarry. And you can actually just see one there next to the figure stood by the doorway with his donkey jacket on, and he's the first figure I put on the layout. I'm surprised, really surprised at how small the N Gauge figures are. Yeah, and I've named the first figure on the layout Frank, and he is the quarry manager, quarry foreman. And Frank hasn't got far to travel to work, and the reason why is he's got his house, or what will be his house. It's just in the planning stage at the moment. He's got his house right next to the quarry on this plot of land, and we might even build him a garage and give him a nice garden with maybe some with a vegetable patch, and who knows, so that'll be coming in the future. But Frank literally goes through his front gate, and he's at the quarry entrance, and these are the gates that he'll have to open in the morning. As you can see, very small gates. These are made from a matchstick and cardboard, just painted up with black paint, and then these signs were added to the gates themselves. Not glued down yet, because I've not decided what I'm doing with the road, because this will have to be painted. I'm probably going to start the tarmac here going up, and then this will remain. They'll probably go darker and then lighter down as they get down into the quarry with all the limestone and the dust. And then as we move down into the quarry itself, we've got these scratch built signs. So we've got the Ravenstonedale welcome sign, and then we've got the obligatory notice board for health and safety. And then behind the signs we've got this rather scruffy embankment, so that's all been done with static grass and then various weeds and bushes and seafoam that you can make it out, seafoam trees. So I've added, so it's just an overgrown, unmanaged area. And then we get to the track, I guess, which since the last video I've had the first attempt at rusting the lines. They're already made quite dusty, but I've rusted the lines up. Still got to ballast the track because I've put the wires in now, the droppers for DCC, but it's not wired up yet, so I've still not got any trains running, but I intend to definitely finish that off in the next few weeks to get some trains running again. Not had any running for well over a month now. So we've got the head shunt with a couple of quite new looking wagons on there, so they get still to be weathered up, as is the buffer stop, and all of this scenery has got to be finished off as yet. And then coming into the quarry yard, as you saw in the last video, these were in place but they've all now been weathered up, so we've got some really corroded rails and sleepers. That's all got overgrown. We've got some seafoam tree there, weeds and bushes, and then we've got some barrels of waste oil, I guess, that have just been dumped there, and they're all rusting away. Yeah, so the continuation, what they basically did was rip this line up. There was probably going to be a point here, or there was a point here at some point, and the line ran down here past or underneath the tree, and then down to the end of the quarry, so you just see over the roof, and that was where the line or the siding ended. So the quarry manager decided to rip up the line all the way down here for extra storage for all these stones, but he decided for some reason not to rip this up, and it's been left to rust and decay and get overgrown. So I think that looks quite a nice feature on the in the quarry. And as you say, you've seen all the stones. We've got the various sizes. We've got the mid-size. We've got the, just see there, the ballast size, and then we've got the really large stones here. And the idea is the stones were used to either be broken up, ready to be crushed further, or generally with the quarries they would, say for instance, use these larger ones or the medium ones to be transported for building work. So what I'm looking to do is, they would have been loaded probably by this goods platform, so I'm just looking to put a small crane, goods crane on here. But whilst on the platform was made from plywood, just a piece of plywood, and then I just glued slaters, plastic card over the top, embossed plastic card. You can just see the flagstones, and then that's all been painted up and weathered. I'll actually cover that in another video, how I do the platforms when I actually do the station platforms. And then as I said, we've got Frank the foreman in his quarry manager in his donkey jacket, looking down on his worker who's moving these manually moving these barrels. So there's 4 orange or red barrels of diesel, and then a black barrel of lubricating oil, and they'll be for the heavy machinery in the quarry. So they were just 3D printed barrels that I bought online. So I think I've used the first 12, and you got free 12 as well, so I've used the free ones up. So yeah, going into the quarry, we've then got these couple of wagons here, 16-ton wagons, one with and one without ballast. So I've weathered these up myself and made the load, limestone load. So I'm going to cover that in a future video. I've not seen any online for N Gauge wagon load, so I thought I'll do a video on that. And as we move around the quarry building, another sign on the quarry building, more warning signs, and then we come round to the back of the quarry building. So this will be the crusher building. So we've got the conveyor, which you can see the stones run up into the quarry building, they're crushed, then drop down into the wagons below. I think one of the comments I got on the last video was the lack of a hopper, which is a really good point. And I made my first attempt at a hopper didn't really like it. It didn't look more like a skip on stilts, so I decided to have a look at what hoppers look like online, and then decided to scratch build this one. So I've basically made it from card, so I marked it out and cut it out, scored it all so it folded round to create the hopper. Put some card on top and then mounted that on 4 matchstick legs. And then put some card strengtheners, and then these cross members are sort of garden wire. So you can see in the photographs what it was like prior to weathering and painting. And then I also scratch built this other crusher conveyor. So I had the conveyor that was left over from the kit, and then I've just made a cardboard frame and filled it up with stones and then weathered it all. So that can be moved around the quarry. I also fitted the standard Pico N Gauge buffers, painted them up, did a bit of research on what paint colours that the buffers were painted, and I've found on the colour photographs that I've seen for the settled Carlisle line, they're all painted just with white buffer fronts. So I just added a bit of rust and a bit of soot just to weather those up. Doesn't appear to be any ones with red lines or stripes or lighting on the buffers, so happy with that. And then the final details, we've got this Bantam excavator, which is a cable driven excavator, and that's from the 1950s, so our quarry managers held on to a bit of old technology there. I may get him a new excavator, as they are available from this company, so it's engagemodels.com. Some really nice models you've got online, various steam traction engines, steam powered cranes, excavators, modern excavators, tractors, you name it. They seem to be making them and expanding the range, so it's worth checking them out if you're after some small N Gauge models other than sort of the Oxford ones. I've struggled to get machinery and industrial machinery, so definitely worth checking them out. And then I'm going to add some more figures eventually when the quarry's finished, so I've already used two figures on there, which they are these coal miners, 1960s, 70s coal miners by Scenecraft. So I think I've got another 4 figures in there, I think 3-4 figures to add onto the layout once it's finished. So I'll just glue those down when I'm happy with everything, when everything's in place. So yeah, what's next? So I think I mentioned I might add, or will add, a crane onto the goods platform. There's a hut to build there from just a kit, I think, and then we're just finishing off around the quarry. So I'm going to finish this bridge off. So the bridge with a tree either side and the dry stone walls, and I'm going to use some inspiration from one of Ian's photographs that he's kindly let me print off. And so I've got my trees either side, I've even got my train going underneath, and I think I'm going to use the same colouring on the stones to replicate the bridge. So that's something I'm going to carry out in the next week or so, along with getting all this scenery down. I might even build up some sculptor mould here to, once the bridge is painted, to bring this banking down on both sides, on this side as well, just to finish that off. And then there's the ballasting to do. As I mentioned, I can't do that until we get the DCC up and running. And then we've just got the tunnel portal to fit in place, and the wings for the portal as well. They want painting, weathering, and then gluing in place, and then probably some bushes and things added. And then we've also got this strip of land here running down the side of the main line, which I'm just going to put in, do that with static grass, bushes, like some stones and other debris and things in there. Might put some trees in so it nicely obscures the trains as they're passing and coming out of the tunnel. We'll have to see about that. But I have added already some trees up here and some more bushes and things. Left a bit of a gap there where the buzz is passing by. Thought that'd be a nice sort of scenic break to put the bush there. So that's it for today. I've gone on enough now. I'd like to thank the subscribers again. Got quite a few more since the last video. Hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please tick the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It'd be great to get the numbers up. Adds to the community and all the comments, which I get so much so much good quality feedback from. I've taken lots on board, and I think, yeah, it's great to get that. It means I think I'm doing the right thing. So yeah, let's end it there, and thanks again for watching, and see you all soon, guys, for the next video, which should be coming in the next week or so. Thanks again from Settlement and Carlisle 68, and we'll see you soon. Cheers, bye.